Hello everyone, it's me Jenny, and this is going to be my first British culture type conversation thing, and the subject that I've chosen is the weather, which is a rather controversial subject to bring up in England, and I'm just going to start off with being entirely honest and going against the grain of all of my cultural heritage and say the weather in England is not that bad. I said it. I feel like any second now my door is going to get bashed in by angry people with pickaxes, but it's true. The weather in Britain on a whole is not that bad. It is not that extreme. It's not too cold, it's not too hot. It's a nice happy median, which is why it's been so heavily populated for so many thousands and thousands of years. It has a good seasonal turnover. It's never that cold. We get snow every once in a while. I had snow this morning, which is one of the reasons why I brought it up. We get snow once in a while, things get frosty once in a while. It goes down to probably, I don't know what the record is, I don't have any statistics in front of me. Next time I shall have statistics in front of me. But it never gets that cold, it never gets that hot. But the reason why, in my opinion, why it has such a international kind of commentary on it is because the Brits like to talk about it. They like to complain about it. And the reason why we like to complain about it and talk about it so much is because it's polite. In the end, you can't bitch about people, you can't bitch about businesses, you can't bitch about religion, politics. Things that you should avoid in polite conversation are politics, religion, and personal lives. Those things you can't bitch about. But in the end, the weather is not going to get offended. It's something that we can't control, and it's something that we like to talk about because it has so many facets into life, but without actually getting into personal or emotional territory, generally. Obviously, if your parents died in a flood, maybe a touchy subject to bring up, but generally it is very, very, polite and safe subject to talk about. Similarly, the state of the roads. My family has a joke, which is, it's from the adaptation of Sense and Sensibility, which is if you don't have anything civil to say, you will refrain in your comments to the weather and the state of the roads. And so in our house we'll just be like, weather and state of the roads, whenever the conversation gets a little bit too personal, a bit too angsty or whatever. The weather cannot get offended, so we can talk about as much as we like, we can bitch about as much as we like, and because the temperate nature of the British Isles, any sort of level of extreme, whether it's hot, cold, wet, dry, it feels weird and we like to complain about it. It's one of the reasons why I always feel very embarrassed when I say that I like rain. If you don't like rain, then you maybe shouldn't be in English or British Isles. Particularly in Wales, it's very wet. Scotland is very cloudy. I think there's a statistic which is, I think Ben Nevis or Ben Lomond, one of the mountains, is under cloud cover 80% of the year or 90% of the year, or like, I don't know, 350 of the 365 days in the year. And yeah, the weather in England isn't that bad. It does rain, but rain is better than snow, or it's better than drought, and I like it. I didn't really have a point to this video, I just want to talk about the weather because that's what you do. It's a conversation that you can start at any time, in any place, with any people, whether or not they're really good friends or whether or not you've just met them. The weather is a safe topic. This is what snow in England looks like. Sunshine and completely green and snow. So I think that's about it. I think I maybe possibly said something useful, and that's my first British culture type talk thing. I hope I didn't ruin anyone's perceptions of the British and or ruin the British perception of me. I bet you Canadians are jealous. Feel free to comment down below and tell me what you think about the weather and the state of the roads, and tell me what the weather's like around with you. Is it good, bad, ugly, pretty, snowy, wonderful, and all of that malarkey? Feel free to leave a like if you want. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. If you want to leave a dislike, feel free to do that too. And all of those things. It has been my first British culture type video, so I'll try and come up with some sort of witty title. It probably won't be that witty. and yeah. This will be happening once a week, probably on Saturdays, because it's a low editing type vlog. But yeah, there we go. Bye guys.